Hey, this is Dr. Duffy. I get asked all the time if I treat autoimmune diseases or do I have an autoimmune disease? Have you ever wondered if you have an autoimmune disease and what is autoimmune disease in the first place? We're going to chat about that just a little bit today. Let's talk about what are some autoimmune things and what we know are pretty common ones like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and Hashimoto's. And there are some things that aren't as readily recognized as autoimmune disease, like endometriosis and maybe even type 1 diabetes, sometimes even type 2 diabetes, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, any kind of rashes, any kind of funny, weird thing. And so what happens is that when your body starts recognizing some foreign substance, and oftentimes it comes from your gut. So we always talk about autoimmune disease coming from your gut, and we talk about leaky gut, and there are ways to actually measure leaky gut. It is real. And what happens is that these foreign things, whether they're bacteria or chemicals, get through your gut into your bloodstream. And then your body gets on this high alert and it starts reacting to everything because it's trying to protect you. And then it may recognize something in your own body that seems very similar or familiar to something that it's reacting to in your gut. And it starts reacting to itself. And that's what the autoimmune comes from. And so you could have a predisposition to autoimmune disease from a family member or something like that, but it usually comes from two triggers, whether you have a family predisposition, but you also have to have something going on in your gut and have leaky gut. And so traditionally, medicine for autoimmune disease is often the treatment for autoimmune is affecting your immune system. So basically it's saying, stop treating, stop reacting, and we're going to suppress your immune system. That's what most medications for autoimmune disease are. However, our goal is to say, why is your body doing that? What is it reacting to? And let's heal it from within. So that's a lot of what we do when I treat or work with patients who have autoimmune disease. So what are some signs that you might have an autoimmune disease that you may not recognize? And what happens a lot too is that you may have these signs and symptoms and you go get tested or you ask to be tested, but you're not bad enough yet. You don't have the obvious positive test. And so your tests are normal, but yet you still feel really bad. So there's a lot of signs that can happen before you actually officially have an autoimmune disease. So what most people are experiencing is pain, inflammation, joint pain, headaches, and fatigue. Chronic fatigue is a very common one. You can have funny rashes that happen. So you may get reactions to things that you didn't get reactions to before. Those are very common things that we see with autoimmune. And then what happens is that the stress on your system that's coming from all this hyperreactivity all the time really starts wearing down your adrenals, because your adrenals are there to help protect you and they want to kick out immune fighting things like cortisol. Have you ever got a cortisone shot in a shoulder or something like that? Your body makes cortisol when you're inflamed. So autoimmune disease is a big deal. It's real, but yet sometimes it's not severe enough to be treated. And we don't always want to use these immunosuppressing drugs that can have a lot of side effects. And although your immune system is suppressed and it may make your autoimmune symptoms better, it affects your immune system, so you're more likely to get sick. You have to test your liver all the time, and then you have other issues that show up after that. So if you have ever wondered or are wondering now if you have an autoimmune disease, or if you have some of these symptoms that go, this kind of sounds like an autoimmune thing, then reach out to us. Let's get a pre-discovery call with you, see what's going on, and let's attack what's going on at the level of your gut where it's all starting to start healing from within so that you can have the best life ever and feel great.